So, one of the things that I get asked as a virtual assistant is, what are the kind of things do you do? So, I thought I would start talking about some of the different services that a VA can do. One of the things that I do for clients is travel booking. So, I, for example, had a client who wanted to go from Santa Fe, New Mexico, to Greece. Sounds like it would be fairly straightforward, but it's not, because Greece is an island that doesn't have an international airport. So it involved a lot of finding the best flights across to England and from England to France, and a train from France to the coast, and then a boat from the coast to the island. And what I had to learn was things like, where can you get money exchanged? How do the buses run? How do the trains run? Things to be aware of, like seeing that plus one after the time of how long it takes to fly. So 7 plus 1 means it takes 24 hours plus 7 more. Something to keep in mind. Finding a good deal on a ticket doesn't always mean that it's going to be a great flight. As we all know, there are different airlines that have different issues. And when you buy a discounted seat, you get sometimes discounted treatment. When you're flying internationally, that can be a big problem. It can make all the difference in the world. So you want to make sure that you are finding an airline that not only fits your client's personality, maybe even their political bent or their personal experience. You need to know, do they like aisle seats? Do they like window seats? Do they want to be at the front of the plane, the back of the plane? Do they have any special needs that you need to know about, special meal requirements? Things like that. These are all things that I know about my clients and I keep notes on so that when it comes up, I can say, oh, this person does not like to fly on that airline. So even though that's the cheapest flight, I know not to even present that to the client because they're just not going to like it. I have to try and remember all that and take copious notes to help me remember all of that. But then I also have had to wade into interesting, like I was saying, how do they get money changed over? Can they do that there? Should they do that there, or should they do it here? Is it easier when you're in the country to exchange money? And how much money can you exchange? How much money can you fly with? How much money do you want to fly with to be safe? What kind of electronics are easily taken care of, and how many different kinds of adapters does one need to carry? So, things that you need to take into consideration. The best way to know is to ask. I asked hotel people. When I spoke to the hotel in France, I asked them specific things. What was easiest? What was the best? It turns out that unlike where we live, the train system is amazing over there. Once we flew her into an international airport, she could pop right out onto the street, and the train station was right there that took her to her next destination. Everything ran very, very smoothly. But by knowing all of that stuff ahead of time, I was able to prep my client and let her know exactly what to expect. So that's one of the many things that I do for my clients. The last one is that once all that information is put together, I use a product like TripIt to file all the information in, put all those notes in there, put all of the reservations and confirmation numbers and everything into one place, one document that I can then email to my client, and she has everything at the touch of a button. Everything is right there for her, including telephone numbers for the hotel she's going to, if she's going to be late, things like that. Because once you're in another country, things get a little more difficult, or can, if you run into any kind of problems. Other things that I was checking into. How does one contact the police? How does one report a theft? Where's the local um, embassy? Things like that. All those little details that hopefully can make the international traveling more fun, more relaxed for my client. It's actually one of the more fun and challenging things that I do. I'm not by any means a travel agent. I work specifically with my clients to get them from point A to point B. And sometimes it's super simple, and sometimes it's more advanced, like this one was. And I relish the challenge to figure it all out and get it done and to make them happy so that they can have a good trip. So, confessions of a virtual assistant. Yeah, we do a lot of different things. Travel booking, just one of them. Thank you, and we'll talk soon.